Yes, students, I am starting our earth. Okay. The earth is our home. It's our planet home on which we live. So it is called earth, our home planet. Home planet means we live on this earth. Earth is a wonderful world. Why? Because many creatures, plants, animals, birds, insects, we human beings all live on this earth. So it is a wonderful. Two-third of our earth is covered with the water, and one-third of the earth is land. Yes, students, on this earth, two-third is covered with the water. You can see everything on this map, blue color, that is water. And we can learn more about water and land on the earth with the help of world map. Yes, you will see about the land masses, water bodies on this earth. Earth is unique planet. Why? Because we find water, land, air, water, everything on this earth. Yes, now globe. The model of earth is globe. Students, you can see this globe. You can see globe help us to find the continents, countries, and everything blue color is the water. A globe is a miniature scale model of the earth. Earth. It is round in shape and slightly flat at the poles. A line passing through the middle of the globe. You can see, students, the line passing through the middle of the globe. See, this is globe and this line is passing. Students, see the map, my cursor. This line is dark line. You can see that is called equator, and this represents the axis of the earth on which it moves. The globe shows ocean, this blue color. Students, you can see this is blue color. It shows water bodies. It can be oceans, seas, rivers, and these are continents, countries, etc. Globes are of many size, small size, big size. They can be big as pumpkins and small as lemons. They are also made up of different materials like plastic, wood, metal. Yes, students. So, students, globe is a small model of Earth. We can see how our Earth looks with the help of this globe, students. Now about the continents. Continents are the large land masses on this surface of the Earth. Students, there are 7 different continents on this earth. Clear? There are 7 different continents on this earth. Their first continent is Asia. You can see red color, it is Asia, first continent. Near Asia we have Europe. Below the Europe we have Africa continent. Here we have North America, South America, Antarctica, the cold climate, and this is the last continent, that is Australia. Dear students, so there are 7 continents. Students, there are 7 continents. Continent is one of the several very large land masses, generally identified by the convection rather than any strict criteria, up to 7 regions and commonly regarded as continents. Order from largest in area to the smallest. These 7 regions are Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, and Australia. Variations with a few continents may merge some of these. For example, systems include Eurasia or America as single continent. Yes, see, Asia and Europe are near together. So they are called as Eurasia. Asia and Europe, both continents are near to each other. So they are called as Eurasia. In same way, North America and South America, they are also called as single continent America. Geologically, the continents correspond to the areas of continental crust that are found of the continental plates, but include continental fragments such as Madagascar that are not commonly referred as continents. Some of the geological continents are largely covered by water. Yes, continents are largely covered by water on all four sides. Continent crust is only known as to exist on this earth. So, continents are surrounded by water on four sides. Now, students, more about the continents. Yes, the first continent is Asia continent. It is the largest continent, students. Yes, and most populated country on the earth. Most populated country it is. After, see, China is the first largest populated country and India is the second largest populated country on this Asia continent. Yes, students. First populated country is China and second largest populated country is India. Half of the world's population, half of the world's population lives in Asia. Asia lies in the northern hemisphere and occupies one-third of the land area on the earth. Yes, as population is also largest, which has covered land area also one half of the total world land surface. The continent of Europe and Asia are joined together. They are known as Eurasia. Yes, students. The continent of Asia and Europe are together known as Eurasia. Next continent is Africa. Yes, Africa is the second largest continent. It is located on both the hemisphere, northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. The Mediterranean Sea separates Africa from the continent of Europe. Yes. Mediterranean Sea separates Africa from Europe. The largest desert, the Sahara Desert, and the longest river, Nile, are found in this continent. Yes, the largest desert, Sahara Desert, and the longest river, Nile, is found in this continent. The Suez Canal, which connects Mediterranean Sea to the Red Sea, are also found in this Africa continent. Still, Africa is not developed properly. Many countries are underdeveloped countries in Africa also. Students. Now the next continent is North America and South America, students. You can see the upper portion. This is North America and this is South America. Students, is here the upper one is North America and below one is the South America. In upper North America we can find Canada, United States, Mexico, and in South America we can find countries like Brazil, Venezuela, Peru, Bolivia. Yes, and North America is the third largest continent and located entirely in the northern hemisphere. And who was the founder? Christopher Columbus discovered the North America during an expedition on led by both US and Canada in North America. The southern part of the North America is called Central America. The southern part of the North America is called the Central America. The Isthmus of Panama links North America and South America. Yes. How these North America and South America are linked together by the Isthmus of the Panama Canal. Yes. And now this was about the North America. Now South America lies in the southern hemisphere. Students, see, North America lies in northern hemisphere and South America lies in southern hemisphere. River Amazon flows in this continent. Yes, you might have heard about the river Amazon and Amazon forest. All are there in this continent. Now the next continent is Europe. It is linked to joined by the Asia continent. Europe is also located in northern hemisphere. Some of the world's most advantageous countries can be found in this continent. Europe also has the best seaports and harbors of the world, and it is most advantageously developed country on the earth. The next continent is Australia. Australia is an island continent located in the southern hemisphere. Yes. Australia is located in the southern hemisphere. New Zealand and the neighboring islands of the South Pacific Ocean. The Great Barrier Reef is an important tourist attraction in Australia. You can see other important cities are Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, and this Australia is also snow covered. It is snow covered continent. Students. Now the next continent is the coldest continent, that is Antarctica. It is completely near the South Pole and it is also called as icy continent. It's also a country. It was discovered in the year 1819. It is very cold in Antarctica. Why? Because it is completely covered with the ice and snow. Antarctica is cold because it is completely covered with the ice and snow all the year round. Human beings and plants cannot survive in this. Yes, it is completely covered with the snow throughout the year, so we people cannot live there. Only birds like penguins, animals like whales live in Antarctica. That's why Antarctica is called a white continent. It's also called as white continent. And many research stations have been set up in Antarctica. Some research stations set up by India are called as Dakshin, Gangotri and Maitri. Yes, students? Yes, now about the oceans. This was about the continents. You know, students, 7 continents. Now we move towards the oceans. The large masses of land, the large masses of water that separates continents are called oceans. The large masses of water that separates the continent are called as oceans. The floor of the ocean is made up of the flat plains. The floor of the ocean is made up of flat plains. Deep craters deeper than Mount Everest its height and valleys lie inside the oceans. There are 5 major oceans on this earth. They are Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, Arctic Ocean and Southern Ocean. Students, you can see on this world map different oceans. See, this is, you can see the arrow. This is Pacific Ocean, students. This is Atlantic Ocean. This is Southern Ocean. This is Indian Ocean, students, near the India. It is named after a country. Here you can see Arctic Ocean. Yes, students, it's clear. So there are total are 5 oceans on this earth. And give you just brief introduction about these oceans. The Pacific Ocean. The Pacific Ocean is the largest and the deepest ocean on this world. It is so big that all the continents can get submerged into it. Means it is so big that all the continents, 7 continents, can get submerged in it. And the world's deepest trench is found in this Pacific Ocean. Yes, students, it's clear the largest ocean is Pacific Ocean. And the deepest trench, the Mariana Trench, is found in this ocean. The next ocean is the Atlantic Ocean. It is the busiest ocean. This ocean is called the busiest. Why? Because trade and commerce, business purpose are done through this ocean only. Thousands of ships travel through this ocean every day. It is an S-shaped ocean. The next ocean is Indian Ocean. It is named after our country, India. It is in the southern part of India. Here, students, Indian Ocean lies in the southern part of India. Many Europeans sailed on this ocean to discover the sea route. And the sea route to India was founded by Vasco da Gama. The Arabian Sea, the Bay of Bengal are the important parts of Indian Ocean. The next ocean is the Southern Ocean. You can see Southern Ocean, students. It surrounds the white continent. White continent means Antarctica. It remains frozen throughout the year. Frozen means it's covered with the snow throughout the year. The next ocean is the Arctic Ocean. It is near the North Pole. It is the smallest ocean. It's mostly frozen throughout the year. The water bodies are bigger and smaller. Yes. The smaller water bodies are called as seas and the larger water bodies are called as oceans. Seas are surrounded by islands, by the land bodies. Arabian Sea, Mediterranean Sea, Red Sea. Red Sea are some of the examples of the seas. Students, this was about the earth. Students, this was about the earth and the continent and ocean we have studied. Now about the lines of latitude. Yes, latitudes are imaginary lines, students. Latitudes are imaginary lines. They are also known as parallels. Students, latitudes are also known as parallels. They run. Students, you can see the lines. See these lines, they are moving in east to west direction are called as latitudes. The important latitude is equator. Students, you can see the important latitude, it is called the equator. Its degrees is 0. It starts from 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 and 90. This is in the northern hemisphere. And this is the equator divides the earth into two parts, northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. So in northern hemisphere we have 90 latitudes and in southern hemisphere again we have 90 latitudes. So total we have 180 latitudes. They are parallel to one another and never meet. See, you can see they are never meeting each other. Line planes that cross the Earth's axis at right angles. And they get shorter near the poles. You can see now here they are very short and see near the equator they are very large. So near the poles they get smaller, near the equator they are large. And equator is the longest great circle or the largest parallel. So this was about the latitude. Students, it's clear. Latitudes you have studied. Now latitudes are imaginary lines. They are moving in east to west direction. It's clear, students. Latitudes are lines moving in east to west directions. And they measure distance from north to south. Now we move towards the longitude. Yes, longitudes. They are also, see, latitudes are called as parallels. Longitudes are called as meridians. And their longest line is equators is the longest line in latitude. Now here we have prime meridian. You can see this red color line. It is called the prime meridian. These longitudes they run from north to south. You saw latitude running from east to west. Longitudes are running from north to south direction. And they measure distance east or west of the prime meridian. The east or west of prime meridian they are measuring the distance. As they are farthest from the equator, equator से दूर होते हैं. They are far from the equator and meet at the poles. You can see North Pole to South Pole. So they are meeting at North Pole to South Pole. Students, longitudes are meeting at poles, North Pole to South Pole, and they cross the equator at right angles. They line the planes that pass through the Earth's axis, and they are equal in length. From North Pole to South Pole, the length is equal. And they have hells, are hells of great circles. Students, again I repeat, longitudes are also known as parallels. They run from north to south direction and they have equal measurement. Okay, they run from north to south direction and they are on the east and west of the prime meridian. They are in equal length. Okay. Now next is the rotation and revolution. Rotation and revolution are also the two motions of the earth. Yes. Earth takes rotation motion also and the revolution motion also. Rotation, it is the spinning movement of earth on its axis. Rotation is the spinning movement of earth on its axis, that is called rotation. Okay. Axis is an imaginary line that runs from the center of the Earth to the poles. This axis tilted at an angle of 66.5 degrees to the plane of Earth's orbit. The Earth's rotation rotates on its axis. The spinning of the Earth on its axis is called rotation. So in simple language, we can say the spinning of the Earth on its axis is called rotation. And each rotation takes 24 hours. Okay. So Earth takes 24 hours for its rotation. The rotation of the Earth on its axis causes day and night. So this day and night which we experience are caused by rotation. And each rotation takes 24 hours. 24 hours is the one day on the Earth. While rotating, the parts of Earth that faces the sun is the day. Yes, students, how these days and nights are caused? While rotating, the portion of the Earth which experiences sun, faces sun is called the day, and which is away from the sun, it is the night. So this is how the day and night occurs. Different places of the world have different times due to the rotation of the Earth. Rotation also causes tides in the ocean. Tides means waves are moving at height are called as tides. Rotation also causes tides in the ocean. Winds and ocean currents are also change direction because of the rotation of the Earth. Students, so this was about the rotation. The spinning of the Earth on its axis is called the rotation, and rotation causes day and night, and it takes 24 hours to complete one rotation. Okay, now we move towards the revolution. Revolution, it is the revolving movement of the Earth around the Sun in a fixed orbit. Okay, the Earth moves around the Sun on its own path. This path is called orbit. Means जिस path पे sun move करता है, that is called as orbit. This motion of the Earth is called revolution. So the motion of the Earth on which Earth orbits or moves is called the revolution. Each time the Earth completes one revolution around the Sun in a year, it takes for revolution it takes 365 days and 1/4 day. Students, it's clear? For the revolution movement, it takes 365 days. मतलब एक साल लगता है पूरा. It takes 1 year to complete its revolution and 1/4 day. So to complete one orbit around the sun, 365 1/4 day is 1 year. The revolution of the Earth causes seasons. Yes, students. So revolution causes seasons. As rotation causes day and night, our seasons are caused by the revolution. Okay, and it takes, there are 4 main seasons. You all know that 4 main seasons: winter, summer, spring, autumn, and monsoon. We can call the winter, summer, and monsoon and the autumn season. Each 4 seasons last for about 3 to 4 months. The seasons are at opposite times of the year in the two hemispheres. Yes, in the two hemispheres, the seasons are in the opposite hemispheres. Yes, so that is called the marching of seasons. When it is summer, you all have gone through the northern hemisphere, northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere. Yes, the equator divides the earth into two hemispheres. The upper part near the North Pole is northern hemisphere, and the southern portion of equator is called the southern hemisphere. When it is summer in the northern hemisphere, it is winter in the southern hemisphere. Students should be clear. When it is summer in the northern hemisphere, it is winter in the southern hemisphere. And when it is winter in the northern hemisphere, it is summer in the southern hemisphere, students. So this is the marching of seasons. See why this happens, students. Yeah. seasons opposite gets. In northern hemisphere it's summer, then in southern hemisphere it's winter. Why it happens? It happens because the earth is tilted at an angle of 23.5 degree to its plane rotation. Yes, and on. So it happens there the seasons are changing. Now on June 21st and on, on June 21st, the North Pole is tilted towards the Sun. So the northern hemisphere or the northern half of the Earth gets direct rays. When on 21st June, the North Pole is tilted towards the Sun. So it experiences direct rays. वो sun की तरफ झुक जाता है. That's why it experiences direct rays of the sun. This time, the northern hemisphere has summers as it is tilted toward the northern pole. It has summer, but at the same time, southern hemisphere does not get the direct rays because at that time northern hemisphere is having direct rays. So southern hemisphere experiences winter. So the southern hemisphere experiences winter. Now, same way, on December 21st, it is winter in the northern hemisphere. Yes, our India is also in the northern hemisphere. So, on December 21st, we experiences winter. But it is summer in the southern hemisphere because the southern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun. Now, so this was the marking of seasons, students. Now, on March 21st and September 23rd, the beginning of spring and autumn. The earth is neither tilted nor towards the North Pole nor the South Pole. Yes, students, see, these are the two dates, students, you have to remember. March 21st and September 23rd. These two dates are called as equinox also. Why equinox? Because on these two dates, the duration of day and night remains the same. There is no change, means 12 hours days and 12 hours nights. So it is called as the equinox also. Yes, to all you students, you know that Earth takes about 365 days and 6 hours to complete one revolution. You know, rotation it takes 24 hours. Same way for revolution it takes 365 days and 6 hours, that is 1/4 day. So, in order to avoid the confusion arising out of the fraction, it was decided that an extra day to the month of February every fourth year would be added. Why we have this February 29 days? Because the extra 1/4 day is added to the month of February, and that is for leap year. And in leap year we have 366 days. See, we have 365 days in a year. But when the leap year comes, we have 366 days. Why? Because 1/4 day is added to the year. The revolution of the earth around the sun and the inclination of the earth's axis are responsible for seasons as summer, winter, monsoon, spring. So, the change of seasons are directly related to the equal length of day and night. So students, this was about the chapter. Yes students, we have completed now the chapter, that is globe, motion and globe, map and the students.